Yeah, and the journey continues now that my child is officially diagnosed. At this stage, he's around 3.5. So the diagnosis is global developmental delay and autism. So now the phase is okay, what kind of a preschool slash creche he can go to. So this process, again, as a parent, it just put me in that mode of my child has to be in a preschool like any other child. Yet at the same time, it's the how challenging is to get such a preschool, because where I live, it's there was very few preschools for children with autism. Um, so the phoning, the emailing, the visiting, and it actually that can emphasize that difference in your child when you compare with your previous children. So I have 3 boys. With my previous children, it was so easy to kind of go, okay, what would be the best preschool? I prefer this particular preschool because it's near home, or I've received good feedback from other parents. The number of children who would be going, the times, and it's more like a very nice journey for a child who doesn't have additional needs. But oh boy, when I looked for my last born, the one who has GDD and autism, it wasn't a matter of, oh, which one would be good, which one is nearer. It was which one can take him, which it just put a different spin in it, because it's almost like you don't have a choice. You just want your child in a preschool, and there's very few. And even the few that are there, he's not guaranteed to get enrolled. So I remember during that period, the challenge of looking, and not for me, and then for us, both myself and my husband, it wasn't a matter of which one is better. We just had to secure a preschool. So I remember then there was a preschool for children with special needs, and there's a preschool for children specifically with autism. Remember, my child, he has global developmental delay and autism. And I remember just thinking, yeah, I prefer the autism one, because the one for children with additional needs, I would have been very familiar with that particular preschool, because it's attached to where I work. And I remember just thinking, no, the children in that school, they have more needs in that preschool, I mean the special preschool, than my child. He's probably better off in an autism specific preschool. But at the same time thinking, oh, if he doesn't get it then in the autism preschool, I'll probably send him there. And even the kind of accepting that this might be where he goes, even though my gut was telling me no. I mean, the special school preschool, special needs preschool, I mean, is for children with kind of severe needs. And that, as a parent, it just puts you in a very, it's like you don't have a choice, and you feel guilty. And then it actually touches that whole thing of, will my child ever be able to do certain things? Because I remember my thoughts were, if he goes then to this special needs preschool, it it means then he has more needs, and just tackling that and processing that and feeling sad about it. But in the end, we managed to get an autism preschool. But I remember when we went, he was accepted and we visited it before he started. And I remember some of the kids um, in that preschool, they were speakers, so they were verbal. They could communicate verbally. And I remember thinking, oh my God, is this the right one for my child? Because he's a non-speaker. Um, but even I remember at the time he wasn't fully potty trained, and I remember feeling, oh my God, is he gonna be okay? Will they change him properly? That the fact that your child is a bit vulnerable sometimes when they start things like preschool and school, it kind of you are reminded how vulnerable your child is, as in how dependent they are to other people. But we went along, and then he started, and it was a good decision. He Yeah, in the beginning it was hard for us, because we had kind of a lot of reservations about how will they know when he's in pain. How will he tell us that everything is going okay? Remember, he's 3.5, so he's young. And I know, I mean, most parents go through that, where when you have a child with additional needs, you almost see them as being most vulnerable. Um, but even when they don't have needs at that age, you kind of worry, oh, my poor baby. I hope he'll be fine. I hope they'll take good care of him. He was okay, actually. He started, and he fitted in with the routine. It was a half day. It was really from, I think, 9 o'clock until 12:30, 1 o'clock. And then I was working full time at the time. So after that, I'll go around 12:30, 1 o'clock, collect him, and then bring him over to my best friend, really, the only person who could look after my child. I'm blessed, and I'm so grateful to this friend of mine, because she's been one person who just gets my child, one person who cares deeply about my child. And yeah, so I would do that, then collect him, and oh my word, the guilt. I remember at the time just feeling, do I continue to work, and or do I just stay at home so that after school, after preschool, he can be with me instead of someone else. But I know working was important for me. It's a role, or it's a thing that I didn't want to give up. So, but the first couple of months it was tough. I was just feeling so guilty. And I know, I mean, most parents go through that, irrespective of whether a child has additional needs or not. And yeah, I mean, I was fortunate that I could stick to my job. But what I did, I reduced my working days. That helped a little bit. But again, that piece of kind of little pieces of you have to let go and lose them. And for me, that piece of, I never thought I would um, want to even think about letting go of my job. But I remember at the time feeling so guilty. And but then we managed to make the best of decisions, that I can still work but reduce my work week. Um, and yeah, it's amazing, a child with additional needs, how they the path or the journey, it's not really linear. it dips, it goes up, it dips. And I remember just feeling, okay, I'm so happy now he's in a school, a creche, I mean, that's appropriate for him. But at the same time, feeling so guilty that as a mom, I am sending him to a to a creche, and I'm still holding my job. It's just mixed emotions, mixed emotions. But it's the chipping away, the giving up certain things that are important to you. But I guess as a parent, when you decide to have children, really the focus is on um, looking after your children, especially when they're small, making sure they're well looked after, and making sure you are there in every sense of the word, emotionally, psychologically, physically, mentally, spiritually, for them, because these little humans, they're vulnerable, and they need you. They need your full undivided attention. That's every parent's kind of ex- guilt, and when we decide to go to hold a job. But I must say, with my now 13-year-old, those feelings were stronger of feeling guilty, because it was that sense of he's so vulnerable. He can't communicate. He can't, even though he can communicate in his own way, but it was there. He can't express or communicate like any other child. But yeah, that was my kind of Elias journey when he started preschool. But here I am, I'm still standing. The journey continues. Thanks for listening.